Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. This is day number 2 of the Frost Battles. We are in Group B and we got some awesome Hearthstone matches ahead of us. Especially Gameking and Powder. Well, better to say Gameking and JhonnyStone versus Powder and Bozzzton. This is going to be our first match today. 2 Austrian dudes versus 2 Swedish guys. Our next match coming up today will then be Maverick and Odemian facing off against 2 Beers and I Am Tan. So the speciality about this tournament is that we are playing in teams. We have 8 pros that are forming a team together of 2 players each. And in this time, if we take a look at match number 1, it's Gameking and JhonnyStone playing together versus Powder and Bozzzton, just to explain to you guys what this tournament is about. Also, we're going to jump into the players' discussions. So they might be discussing their plays because we already have them here on Discord. That's where they do their team communication, and we're going to jump in and get you directly connected to the team so you can directly dive into their thoughts and into the mechanics of Hearthstone. So that is what the Frost Battles are about. Last week, we had an absolute stunning Group A. We had matches with aka Wonder and Pavel. They were playing together against Evangelion, Jacobo. Evangelion and Jacobo, unfortunately, are already out of the tournament. But we had some nice matches, and I'm hoping for the best today. Still, we're figuring out some technical stuff because the players have not already joined the Discord. We are waiting for Bozzzton, but let's quickly jump into team number 1, Gameking and JhonnyStone, and let's ask them what their day has been so far. Alright guys, so I'm just coming in disturbing. We are live on stream already, so
hey Marvin, what's up?
Say hi to your mom, say hi to your grandma or whatever. How are you guys doing today?
We're fine, yeah, we're fine. Looking forward to the tournament.
Confident to beat Powder and Bozzzton.
Very nice. Gameking,
very confident.
I see the Kappa emote behind you. Is that a special message out to the guys, or is there no meaning to it?
No, it's just a funny emote.
Just cover. Yeah, the people that are knowing Gameking already know that he's a troll everywhere in life. He's probably one of the biggest trolls in the Hearthstone pro scene. And yeah, I'm quite happy that we have that Austrian team. Internally, I like to call it Team Austria, Gameking and JhonnyStone. So how did you guys decide to play together? What was the idea behind that? Are you friends in real life, or just give me some insight?
Yeah, since we already played together at Team Austria, we always got along pretty well, and so it was kind of natural that we would also play some other tournaments together.
All right.
Yeah, we did well in the global games, and we became friends over the course of the long first group stage, and yeah, and we are just we think we are one of the best Austrian players, and together we have a good chance to. And maybe win this tournament.
Yeah, just by the fact you gotta agree on that. So definitely 2 of the best Austrian Hearthstone players that are awaiting us today. Is there anything special for you in terms of preparing for this tournament, as we're doing it in a team format and you're not playing alone? So did that take any place in your preparations?
No, we didn't prepare specifically for this tournament. I mean, we both play a lot of Hearthstone. So we didn't think it was necessary to do an extra boot camp or anything like that, because the decks we are bringing are pretty well known, and we are pretty practiced with those decks. So just general skill will prevail, hopefully.
Hopefully.
We did it with the global games. In the global games, we always met together in Skype 1 hour before the deck submission deadline, and then we figured out the final tweaks and tech cards of the decks, and the basic builds of the decks were already discussed previously in the Skype chat, and then we just meet together and finalize them.
All right. Also, another question, maybe if you did not really prepare for the tournament, you just brought the decks, but was there some kind of clash between you guys, as was with aka Wonder and Pavel? Because Pavel was a big fan of bringing a mage to the tournament. Was there any specific class or any specific deck that either one of you was feeling most confident with and said we gotta put that on our lineup?
So we were unsure of what classes exactly to bring. and we decided to not bring Priest, which might have been a mistake or may have been a mistake. Time will tell. But there was no argument between us. It was just we agreed that we don't want to bring Priest and we want to bring the other stuff. And we'll see how it works out.
Quite interesting to me, because in Group A, Priest was like the most dominant class. If we don't take a look at Druid, because Druid was banned most of the times. The one time that Druid was not banned, it was an instant 3-0. So I'm quite wondering about that decision, not bringing Priest to the tournament. But yeah, that remains to be seen. We're still waiting for our second team, which is Powder and Bozzzton. I already know that Powder joined. So guys, I'm going to tune in later. You can already go to the picks and bans, but I'm going to come back and tell you that we're ready to go once more before we start. So yeah, enjoy and see you soon.
All right, thanks. Happy casting.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thanks.
All right, Powder, are you here?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, me.
Nice. I can already hear you. So I'm not sure. I don't know if we have any picture. Yeah, we have a picture of you. It's good to see you, man. How you doing?
I'm good.
Nice.
Yeah, doing pretty well.
Yeah. Do you have any news about Bozzzton? All right. I just read in Discord, Bozzzton having issues with joining the voice chat. All right. So to the guys watching the stream right now, we're gonna get that fixed as soon as possible. We're working on it. I know that our production is already behind it and working on the vMix call as well, so that we can show you the picture of Bozzzton. But for now, let's stick to Powder. Powder, what a nice team. Two Swedish dudes forming a team going up into this pro tournament. Is there any story behind how you guys found together, or was it just like that you know each other playing regularly?
I mean, the Swedish community is pretty close, especially like the people that are a little bit better, that play tournaments and stuff like that. We have a Skype group of like 15, 16 people that we talk to regularly. And he's one of them, and he's an up-and-coming Swedish player. So I think it's nice to get some of those in here as well, get them the opportunity to show what they had, what they got. And so, yeah.
All right, good. Yeah, I realized that when I went to DreamHacks or stuff like that, you always see the Swedish guys hanging out together. I know that you're good friends with Spoo, for example. You're always hanging out with Orange, also going to parties. So what especially, because I know when I asked you to join our tournament, you were coming up with Bozzzton and you said, I want to play with him. So what made you really want Bozzzton to be on your team?
It's just the fact that, I mean, the more known Swedish players like Orange, Uskaka, like I always wanted to have a Swedish player as my teammate. I mean, they have other things to do a lot of the time. They play other tournaments, and it's just, yeah, nice to get someone else that basically only plays HTT and doesn't get invited to other things. Just, he's a nice guy. He's a really good player, and we think alike. And yeah, we test together and stuff like that. So,
all right,
nice to have him with me.
Good to hear. Is there anything special about your preparation? So, did you take any thoughts, because this is a team tournament and not a solo tournament? So, was there anything special in terms of getting the decks and picking the classes?
Not really. Me and Bozzzton always basically have the same ideas. We think in the same ways when it comes to Hearthstone. So we were both pretty much just, we knew basically what we wanted to play, and then we tested a little bit with each other and seeing what decks worked better, and then found some tech cards that were good. So it was just basically the same as any other tournament, I would say.
All right. If you could talk to Gameking and JhonnyStone right now, would you send them a personal message, or what would you say?
They got no chance, man.
They got no chance.
No chance.
All right, Powder. So thanks for being here and for talking to me. We're just quickly going to wait for Bozzzton, so I'm going to jump into Gameking and JhonnyStone once more. And yeah, I hope that we can figure it out quickly. And once Bozzzton is here, we're going to start, ladies and gentlemen. So let's head back to Gameking and JhonnyStone. So I have to return, as we have some slight difficulties with Bozzzton right now. He's somehow not able to join. I was just asking Powder if he could talk to you guys, what would he say to you? And he was like, oh, Gameking, JhonnyStone, you got no chance at all. So what would you reply to that?
I think he's a bit delusional. I think. I mean, maybe he means it as a joke because he can't be serious with that. Like no chance. He should. They should be very grateful if they can win one game.
Yeah.
Like all of the best of 5, one game.
Yeah.
JhonnyStone and Gameking have no chance. Kappa.
Kappa. Yeah, that's when the Kappa comes into place. I really like the Kappa behind you. We can use this in today's show. I hope you guys make it far into the group. So we got a double elimination format today going on, guys. It's best of 5 all the way through. And I see Bozzzton in the general chat. Can
you maybe move him?
Yeah, I don't know if that's possible in... let me quickly find out if I can move him.
Def win.
Yeah, I can move him. To Frost Team B. There we go. All right, guys. So I'm going to return one more time. I'm just quickly going to figure out what is happening with Powder and Bozzzton, if we got the issues figured out. So thanks for hanging on, guys. Won't take much longer, I hope.
No problem.
Thanks.
All right, Bozzzton. How's it going?
I don't think his sound is working.
Yeah, seems like it. Okay, so still difficulties. All right, if Bozzzton is unable to join, I think we still have to start. So maybe after the game we... Okay. Yeah, I can hear him typing on his keyboard now. Okay, Bozzzton, are you here? Because I know that your microphone is working. Doesn't look like it. All right, so I just heard from the production that we are giving out a new join code to Bozzzton for... Yeah, we're using vMix call. That's going deep into the production. All right, I'm gonna jump out of the teams once more, and I'm gonna talk to the crowd. So see you soon, Powder. So for you guys, let me just quickly explain where the problem is right now. Because in our production, we're using a program that's called vMix. And this vMix software is used for setting up the stream, for setting up the different scenes and all that stuff. And also integrated into that, we have a function that allows us to call people with not only voice, but also with picture. And that's where we got all the 4 teammates. Furthermore, they are in Discord because I also need to talk to them for little interviews and stuff like that. That's why we also put them in Discord, and they have to join both channels. So they have to be on Discord, they have to be on vMix call, and that's where the problem is right now, because Bozzzton somehow, we all heard it, I think that you heard it too, his microphone is working because we could hear him typing on his keyboard, and also he's gonna join that vMix call once again, because then we might be able to get a picture, because we want to give you the best show possible. We want to really connect you to the pros. We want to give you deeper insight than in usual tournaments. And that's what we are figuring out right now. Still, I think we should also get started with the match because the delay is already long enough. And I'm gonna jump into Powder and Bozzzton once again, see if they could get it fixed. And if not, we gotta start with the picks and bans anyways. Alright guys, so here I am.
What's up?
Bozzzton, is it working now? Yes, it's working. Good to hear. Good that you're on the show finally. Okay, are you muted in the vMix call, Bozzzton? And I just hear from the production that Bozzzton, you gotta type in the new code, because our production just gave you a new code for the vMix call, because we don't have any sound or picture from you. All right. While I don't know. I just type in the new code, and then hopefully we're gonna sort it out. In the meantime, Powder, if that's not too much trouble for you, could we already start with the picks and bans on StriveWire?
Sure.
Yeah. Also, a big shout out to StriveWire. Thanks for supporting our tournament. And yeah, I hope that we get it fixed now.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna jump into Gameking and JhonnyStone one last time, and then I'm gonna come
All
back to
right.
you guys, and then we can
Sure.
hopefully finally start the match. All right, guys,
Cool.
Gameking, JhonnyStone, here I am one last time. Bozzzton is finally in Discord, also in VMix. I also told Powder to start with the picks and bans,
Okay.
so it might just take another week or maybe a year, and then we're finally going.
We have time. Yeah. We have time.
I hope so. All right.
Okay.
Tension is rising.
Yeah, tension is definitely rising. Also for me, it's pretty difficult because obviously I'm the host of the show tonight, but still I gotta sort it out with the players if there are some difficulties with Discord or with Remix Call or whatever. And then also while I'm talking, there's always that little voice from our production in my ear. They're always talking to me, and that's dragging on me. But anyways, I hope it's gonna be a great day. So you guys, you are pretty confident in your first match, but are you confident in winning the whole tournament, or who would you say is like the strongest opponent, the strongest team in our whole tournament scene?
I would say the strongest opponent is obviously Pavel and Akamonda, I think, because like Pavel showed his skills of like 2 days ago in the playoffs. He won like it again, and he's like the world champion. So I think the toughest match will be against Pavel and Akamon.
Pavel and AK1. Yeah, definitely they're the two biggest names, so the two most well-known players. But I really like the performance of Green Sheep and Tic Tac, because that was really astonishing how they played in that Group A. Was really fitting. But anyways, thanks for your thoughts on that, Gameking. Would you contradict to that, JhonnyStone, or?
No, but you always have it a bit more difficult if you're not from the same country. You don't speak the same language. Both Pavel and AK1 are like non-native English speakers, so maybe there are some communication issues there when it matters. So yeah, I mean, of course they are both great players, but maybe we do have a small advantage in the communication regard, as we can, if things heat up, we can switch to German. Maybe communicate a bit easier.
Might be. All right, it's a nice calculation. I'd say, because Powder has already picked and banned, I'd say that's it for now, guys. Thanks for talking to me.
Right.
I'm gonna leave you now to the match. You can also go with the ban, and then we're also good to start. I'm just gonna jump into Powder and Bozzzton once more. So good luck, have fun, and
Thanks.
see you after
Thank
the
you.
match for a winner's interview.
All right.
Hopefully.
All right, guys, so I'm joining in one last time. I can already see Powder. Still no picture here from Bozzzton. But let's not worry about that. We want to start with the Hearthstone action. So I already saw that you have both picked and banned on StriveWire. So whenever you feel ready and good to go, we're also ready. So we can just jump into the game if you want to. All right, then good luck, have fun, and maybe see you for a winner's interview. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that leads to a nice game one, Gameking and JhonnyStone with a little bit of delay. Once again, sorry for that. I hope we got it all figured out now, but somehow we couldn't get Bozzzton into our VMix call. But it's time to start, and I'm very much looking forward towards this first match. I'm not so sure about what JhonnyStone said regarding maybe the disadvantage in terms of language. I'm not so sure if that plays a big role, because obviously the pros use the English card names. They play this game on English and all that stuff, so they know the most important cards. They know the most important terms. I don't think that it's very helpful to be from the same country. But still, in the end, and that's true, if something is heating up, and you really need to switch back to your mother tongue, it's always good to have that in your backhand. Anyways, this first match, Austria versus Sweden, starting right away. They're preparing to battle each other, and I just got a little butterfly in here, but let's not worry about that. Also quite interesting to see. I could already start talking about the bans. Yeah, because obviously both teams have banned Druid. I can already see that on StriveWire, so nothing spectacular coming up here. I was already mentioning it. We had a very interesting first ban in last week's Group A, with the Druid being left open, immediately ending in a 3-0 swipe. But there we go. We're jumping straight into the match. Finally, it's time. Gameking and JhonnyStone from Austria versus Powder and Bozzzton, both from Sweden. Gentle Megasaur, Sunkeeper, Tarim here in the hand, the Rockpool Hunter. Rockpool Hunter is such a nice card for an early start, so you're not gonna throw that away. You're gonna keep it. On the other side, we see a Pirate Warrior for Gameking and JhonnyStone with double on Zoff's first mate, which immediately goes back to the deck, and unfortunately no one drop here for Powder.
Job's done.
And let's quickly jump in and listen to Gameking and JhonnyStone.
Okay. So we start with the insert first mate, right?
Do we attack with the weapon or no? Probably not, right?
Probably not, right?
Yeah.
Insert first mate, right? And
Yeah.
attack with fetches.
Fly, Polly.
We start attacking with next turn, right?
Yeah. I mean, we probably
Let's
just
think
play
about
the
it
2-drop,
for
right?
some more seconds.
Like we just
Three-drop?
play. We probably just play the reader next time. If you just hear pause, we just play the reader, right?
If he plays the hydrologist, we kind of the captain,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Interesting for me right here to see is that they are already thinking about when to attack with their weapon. So they're calculating it from start till finish, and will not go for a swing this turn. Here's the one drop that Powder and Bozzzton were waiting for. So the Wirefin Inquisitor, a turn too late. Yeah, and let's just tune into their team communication. They're going for the Rockpool Hunter. Obviously, Powder and Bozzzton, they're not so talkative right now. It's just more like a little growling going on. Yeah, okay, let's go for the Rockpool Hunter. And the keyboard.
Yeah, that's fine.
So count 3-drop, right?
Yeah.
And double trade, right? With weapons.
With weapons, yeah.
Patches, right?
Doesn't matter as much.
Yeah. And end turn, right?
Yeah, enter is good.
And that's when the trolling comes into play. I told you beforehand, Gameking, he's a funny dude. End turn asking to JhonnyStone, which is very obviously the right play. And yeah, it looks like a real good start here. What's going to be interesting is the Corpse Taker. The Corpse Taker might be a card to maybe buy a little more time for Powder and Bozzzton, as they're falling behind here by a very good start in terms of aggression here by our Pirate Warrior being played. Corpse Taker, Blessing of Kings, the options in turn 4. For now, the possibilities here for Gameking and JhonnyStone. Do you want to go for another upgrade and then drop your Bloodsail Corsair, or do you want to go for the South Sea Deckhand maybe? I think you're definitely gonna drop the Bloodsail Raider here. Excuse me, the Bloodsail Corsair. No, it's the Raider. Yeah, I always mix them up. So South Sea Deckhand following that up as well, and then we see the traits raining in. The weapon taking out the little 1/1 Murloc. This is just not looking great. Redrawing a Murloc War Leader
Winter is here.
But
No,
we
because
can also
weapon.
silence it because it gets a bit of health. Do you want to silence it? I mean, he heals to full if you don't silence it.
True.
But I mean, like it's not the end of the world if he heals because we still have a very strong board
Yeah.
and we can save the Spellbreaker for another taunt. But like the way this game is going, he's not gonna get any more taunts. We could silence it, and then but then we kind of need to trade the 1/1 anyway. I don't know.
The
Let's,
silence is worth like
let's play the Corsair and just give him the
just trade the 1/1, right?
Yeah.
And silence the future taunts. That are coming.
Yeah. Okay.
So play the Corsair, trade the 1/1 and the weapon, right?
Yeah.
Scuttle the
1/1 weapon.
I really like the decision to not go for your Spellbreaker here. I really think that you might be punished by silencing too early. If there's somehow a bigger taunt, which might even be there in terms of the Sunkeeper Tarim, which is probably coming out on turn 6, even though it's not gonna have a great effect. We might even see the Righteous Protector coming down with the Blessing of Kings, probably the best play here. And that's a 5/5 taunt with Divine Shield. That might very well be worth a silence with the Spellbreaker. And I think that Gameking and JhonnyStone, they can definitely be happy with that. Powder and Bozzzton, on the other hand, they still are hanging on into this game, but it's gonna be tough.
Your magic shall not cease.
Tyvärr så.
Det är snart för mycket.
Vad ska man säga? Kommer jag aldrig låta den leva heller.
No. It's not correct at least. But yeah.
Nej, vi dödar genom
Yeah, just concede.
And there we go, also nice trade here to really take it, and that's it! 1-0 here in the first match. Gameking and JhonnyStone take the first victory, and you can see them laughing. They're obviously happy about rolling through with the Pirate Warrior. And taking a look at what classes are still up. So the Paladin is eliminated, and we have a Priest and the Mage still available to Powder and Bozzzton. So the Priest might be a very good pick here against the Pirate Warrior. On the other hand, we already heard from Gameking and JhonnyStone that they really decided to not bring a Priest on their own. They went for a Shaman instead. So Shaman and Paladin would be left for that. Would be left for them if the Warrior would be eliminated. So once again, to wrap it up, winner of the first game, Gameking, JhonnyStone. And the eliminated class here for Powder and Bozzzton is the Paladin. We're obviously playing in the Last Hero Standing format, so the Paladin will not be used in this series anymore. And that's a nice starting hand. Kazakus, Gluttonous Ooze. Those are two cards that you need desperately going up into this matchup. On the other hand, we have Enzov's first mate again, and the South Sea Captain to maybe follow it up, but we don't see the coin, so I'm wondering about keeping it in the hand. Also, Silence is kept here in the hands of the Priest. Quite an interesting choice, but let's listen to the mulligan.
They kept 3 cards.
They kept all three. Oh fuck.
And they mulliganed 1 card. They kept
yeah.
Okay, start with the first mate.
Fly, Polly!
So we should expect Cascade.
I'm in charge now.
Don't say.
Eller Doomsday.
Och på lacken.
Eller. Är det 4 draws?
Yeah. I think we're pretty fine anyways, though. We're open to it.
So the problem right here for our Swedish guys is that even though they have a pretty nice hand, it's still quite difficult in that early game. Because you have the
Yeah,
coin
it's
available,
a bit fast, basically.
but your curve just really starts at round 4 with Kazakus. You also don't want to use the Gluttonous Ooze too early, because the best thing that you can get with the Gluttonous Ooze is an Arcanine Reaper, which is already in the hands of Gameking and JhonnyStone. And look at them laughing, they're so happy. You can feel the tension on the side of Powder and Bozzzton already. You can see that they're not happy with how this match started. But I really like to see Gameking and JhonnyStone having some fun together, laughing all the time. That makes me happy as well.
It's like
I don't know, like there's no way we don't if we have a 2-drop,
we could like consider playing Heroic Strike.
Nah, come on.
So we take a Heroic Strike.
The only thing to consider is something like play fireworks, like play the fireworks over the non-attack weapon or something. But I think I've roped enough Parrot Warrior games in the recent history. Don't need to do it again. Keeps 3 cards and it doesn't play anything.
Yeah, I have a feeling that he will Kazakos con Kazakos next turn.
Yeah, maybe he has like Razar and Kazakos in hand, right?
Yeah.
Or it's Big Priest and it's 24 pounds.
South Sea Captain?
Yeah, Captain's good.
It's better than Red Corsair, right? Because
Yeah,
we get
of
it for
course.
free in 2 turns. Yeah.
Trust the pirate's code.
Okay.
Next turn looks a bit weak.
Yeah. Maybe at that, yeah,
Because Corsair is not really like, especially.
Yeah, it's.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, we could also Fireworks now and then Red Corsair. And that
We could go all in with Answered First Mate,
let's do that.
Fireworks.
With
Red
our hand,
Corsair.
the Answered First Mate is useless.
Yeah, because we can't like play it later. Yeah. So-
But we use the free attack weapon charge, right? Like we play Answered and then Fireworks and then we attack with the Fireworks, right? Because next turn is then Captain Greenskin. And
Yeah, so
enough
we have
charges.
like weapon charges for life,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
we equip the Winx and attack immediately, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But at first we equip
First mate,
Answered
yeah.
First Mate, yeah. Of course. Answered First Mate.
Fly, Polly.
Then Voix, right?
Yeah. And then we swing.
And then we swing. Then we play the Dread Corsair, right? Like that's the most aggressive play.
Yeah.
We can attack with
We
our
have so many
every
weapon
turn.
charges, it's kind of difficult to get all of them in the target.
Yeah, we have like 2 on the hand with Greenskin is 3, and then we have 1 left, so 4 turns to take. And if we win this game, we should win it within the next 4 turns. So we
like
so we just,
if we don't have him dead in 3 turns, it's gonna be very problematic.
then it's gonna it's gonna be problematic.
I must consider.
Like
I must consider. He kept 3 cards or 2 cards, and he didn't play any one of them yet.
yeah.
It's kind of weird. That makes sense.
Okay, let's see how fast he. Okay, it's got it pretty fast, so it should be like deal 4 damage.
It doesn't matter. We just Greenskin and go off this. I think we don't care. Like we don't want to trade with Kazakos because then
Then
we lose damage
we
if he has
deal
4.
3 damage less.
Yeah, if he has 4 Tor, which is gonna be the one he's looking for, then we just lose damage.
We could consider going Arcnet Reaper. Let's count it.
I think we want to play Greenskin because we want to force him to use the Kazakos potion.
Wait. 11. What if we go Arcnet Reaper, everything face, then we have Lethal if he just has clear board and summon, for example?
But don't we have Lethal anyway 3,
If we
4, 5,
play
6.
Greenskin, we deal 10 damage. Then we have Lethal as well, right?
We have Lethal with Corkron and the 4 attack weapon. We still have 1 weapon charge with 4 attack.
But if we like attack with Arcane Creep, then we can play Greenskin next turn. Then it's more damage, right? Okay, we attack with the minions first.
But what if he doesn't have 4 damage to all minions, for example? Then it's nice to have the Greenskin in play now.
Yeah.
Then we also force him to use StriveWire potion, for example, with coin. And then,
then we win. Yeah.
So I think I like the Greenskin a bit more. Because the game is gonna end in 2 turns, so we don't need. So I don't think. I think the 5/4 on board is better because it restricts his plays.
Yeah, we
He needs
if
to
we have
build
like
the
4
board.
damage and 7 armor, then we don't win next turn. But
Yeah, sure, but I mean, then we just Corkron.
like Dragonfire and only 4 damage to all, and like some minions would not do it.
He needs to deal with the board. That's the main thing, I think. Like, yes, if he has the nut potion, then sure. We don't have lethal, but
But
otherwise
he
we
needs
should have
the
lethal.
exact.
Do this first though.
I think we rather want the field.
Yeah. So we do power shield
Yes.
first.
Yeah.
On this, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Coin.
coin.
The other question is which one do we want to kill? We always use the silence here, right? Because then we get the 3-1. It's easier to kill the 3-1 than a 2. Then we can always just farm
Okay,
it.
yeah. Silence is never getting good anymore.
No.
So just trade with Kazakus into that and use the 1 more potion. Yeah. Picking 1 mana potion was super good.
Alright, that was a stunning board clear. Really nicely played here by Powder and Bozzzton, so that might be a little bit of a comeback. Also still holding on to that Gluttonous Ooze, really waiting for that Arcanite Reaper, which in my opinion is very much correct. I've played some games as Pirate Warrior myself going up against the Priest where they used the Gluttonous Ooze a little bit too early, and that most of the times really doesn't pay off. Gameking and JhonnyStone now facing another Priest with 20 HP, and they can only deal 10 damage this turn, but they're definitely going for it. Still, that whole turn turns it all around a little bit, and somehow it's not looking that great anymore. Also thinking about trading into the Priest of the Feast, which most likely you have to do because your opponent, even if he only plays 2 more spells, he's gonna heal up for another 6. So the trade here definitely worth it. Also keeping in mind that the Shadow Visions are already available. Raza is now also in the hands of Powder and Bozzzton, but it's not gonna come down this turn. Instead we're gonna see a Wild Pyromancer and the Shadow Visions. A Spirit Lash heals you a little bit more, but it's not enough damage on the board if you maybe want to take out something bigger. Even though keeping in mind that Gameking and JhonnyStone are just holding on to 1 more card. So how big of a board can they still develop? Holy Nova is like the hybrid pick here. It's not really, it's healing up a little bit, dealing up a little bit more damage than Spirit Lash, but not dealing the exact damage as Dragonfire Potion is. So, yeah, quite a difficult pick. I think I would go for the Spirit Lash, and that's the moment when Powder and Bozzzton already picked the Spirit Lash, because it fits perfectly with Raza on turn 7 if you want to go for it. Then on turn 8 you could drop your Shadow Reaper and win. It looks like Gameking and JhonnyStone want to play the Arcanite Reaper here.
We just go in. We can put him to 9, then we can win with. We can't win probably.
Maul Strike.
No, he will heal himself, right?
Then we have to draw into upgrade into.
But we can get the 3 mana parrot.
Yeah, the
the
upgrade.
spell upgrade.
So we just play Arcanite Reaper, everything face armor up, right?
I think so.
Yeah, not really foreseeing that gluttonous ooze, which will definitely destroy the last hopes of our Austrian team to make this a winning game. So in the end, Powder and Bozzzton patiently holding on to this, but they might very well grab that victory.
Trade. Yeah.
Back to 16 HP now. Looking pretty healthy, and look at that! Gameking and JhonnyStone, they even got the draw that they wanted to get. So, the Bloodsail Cultist, which would have given them a lethal out with the Arcanite Reaper. But in this situation it's not gonna help anymore because there's no weapon available. And from this point on, probably the Shadow Reaper and the Wind will not be used this game. You could go for Raza here. Making your hero ability cost nothing anymore. And then instantly healing. There's a Fiery War Axe. Counting it 3 times with 4 attack deals 12 damage in the end, so this game is still not over. We have a Spirit Lash that might be healing up quite a lot of HP again. We also now have a Noshai Cleric, which would maybe be a smart play. You can also still consider the Shadow Reaper Anduin because of his 5 armor. You can still consider playing him in the later stages when you're really running out of heals, but for now I don't think that's an option.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Really matter.
No, it doesn't matter. So we can.
Yeah, we should trade this.
Yeah,
Sure.
we can go face then.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No.
Okay, yeah, we want 1 health.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Trade. Heal this guy.
That's good. Yeah, we healed to go collect. Yeah.
Trades here. Do we trade?
If this one,
We don't win with face. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way to win with face. So
This
maybe
and
if we, just kill that.
and play
And
the
then
gauntlet.
maybe we can get on the board again in some way. I don't know.
I think this
I think like
play the Corsair. Not
no. We just top deck the 3/4. Then
Yeah,
we
the-
kill one more
yeah,
minion,
second
and then
Bloodsail Cultist.
we have some minions, and maybe if he has like a bunch of jokers in the head, no actual cards, then we can win.
Maybe if he plays his Death Knight, then it draws into nothing, and then he can't heal and we win. So, but we have like to extend the game as long as possible. Then we get the most information, and then we can maybe play around some cards in the next game.
There we go, so finally the Shadow Reaper Anduin coming down. We see a Prophet Valen being drawn, so that might be the reason for them to go for the more aggressive kind of playstyle here. Being on 26 HP and seeing your opponent trading already, you can feel very confident about your position.
No, there's no way, please.
Blood and plunder.
Scuttle the ship.
Face. Prophet fell and hit the 3/3.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Not all who wander are lost.
Yeah, with Prophet Velen now coming down on the board, I don't really know why Gameking and JhonnyStone are still not conceding. We can still see them smiling, but there we go. They finally choose death, and this has been a great match, even though we saw a great start from the Pirate Warrior. Great aggression here for Gameking and JhonnyStone, but still in the end, the patience paid off. I was pointing out that Powder and Bozzzton had a nice starting hand, but they were also patient enough to really work for it, or to really wait for it to really kick in the best possible way. So congratulations to our Swedish guys here. Good job, and that ties the score of the match. We have a 1-1 now. So the scores are not correctly displayed right now. So the priest won the game, so it's the warrior being eliminated on the side of Gameking and JhonnyStone. So don't get confused by that. We will fix that immediately. Yeah, it's 1-1. Powder and Bozzzton, they have to stick to their priest. Now Gameking and JhonnyStone deciding whether to play the paladin or the shaman. And let's listen into their considerations.
Strength Fire Potion is kind of dangerous against our Murlocs if we go wide on the board. And
Sure. But that's a one-off again. Like,
okay.
I think that the matchup is good for the paladin. Pretty sure.
Okay, then we go with paladin.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Because Strength Fire Potion is pretty good against shaman as well, you know.
Yes. If we like doppelgangster or if we
But
some evolve stuff that goes
we
above.
only have one doppelgangster.
Yeah, we have like all other stuff as well that we can maybe double evolve. Then we have like more.
Yeah, but like the shaman with the hex and stuff, it's not optimal. The shaman list is not optimal against the priest.
So just trade with Kazakus into that
Okay.
and use the 1-1 version.
Do we keep? Consecration? Of course not.
No,
Picking 1-1 version.
the Harm's not very good against his deck
Yeah, he's not.
because he plays too many small minions. So we could keep Hadorgist or nothing, but I lean towards nothing because Hadorgist doesn't really.
It's not even good, right?
It's not really that good against
Not
priest.
good enough. Yeah.
I mean, it's a Murloc, so that's nice if you have War Leader as well or something, but we don't. So we just keep nothing.
Keep nothing or keep Hydrologist? I'm not sure.
I would keep nothing, I think.
Maybe keep Taran? No.
No, I don't think so. Like
Okay, keep nothing.
if we knew it was Big Priest or something, then maybe we can keep Katarin, but
Okay, then keep nothing, okay?
yeah.
We have to get a 1-drop Murlocs.
Yeah. Or like even the 2, I would keep the 2-3.
Yeah, the Rock Pool
Like
Hunter.
the Rock Pool Hunter, that would be a good keep, I think. But
Oh, that's not a bad
better.
hint.
Job's
That is
done.
really good.
It's, I mean, it's good against both, to be honest. I mean, 0 mana card kills a 6 mana card is pretty good.
So once again, maybe analyzing the starting hands here, we have a Doomsayer available for Powder and Bozzzton. The Priest of the Feast might still be something to save the day later on, as we just saw in the previous game. Also, they were talking about it, silence, killing a 6 mana card. What do they mean by that? They're talking about Spiked Rich Steed. But comparing the starting hand of Gameking and JhonnyStone to the starting hand that we saw when Powder and Bozzzton were playing Paladin, this looks like the dream. You have a choice of 2 1-drops. You could go for either one, or you could even go for both of them, and then maybe following it up with the Hydrologist, or if you just go for 1 1-drop in this situation, you still have the possibility to already coin out your Murloc War Leader, which seems to be the decision here for Gameking and JhonnyStone, as they're awaiting another passive start from our Swedish team. And they now have to think about Doomsayer on turn 2 or not.
We have to play Loot Hoarder, to be honest.
Yeah, we can't even. Yeah, I think we just.
Like, it seems so bad to play Doomsayer. Like, it's so specific what they have to have, right?
It's fine, but yeah, I think loot was better.
I think, I mean, we can
Like,
go Doomsayer into Loot Hoarder, just to be sure.
Yeah, they can even go 2-2 into Coin Secret. And they can kill it with War Leader on 3 to Doomsday. So maybe just going Doomsday here is better. Yeah, we have a good enough hand otherwise, right? So we can just go Doomsday and be on the safe side. Or do we?
I think it's pretty close. I'm not sure actually. I mean, it does. I think we lose the game if we go Loot Hoarder and they go.
Yeah, I go Doomsday.
They actually have it.
And I totally agree to that decision here, putting down the Doomsayer. You can't be so greedy and wait for it later on, because we know that Gameking and JhonnyStone, they kept their coin. And what does that mean? That means that they might be holding something like a Murloc War Leader, which they actually do, or a Gentle Megasaur. So going for the Doomsayer, even though Powder said it in the beginning, he was like, oh no, it seems so bad to play the Doomsayer here. Still, to me, it seems like the correct decision, and they make it. And that's stunning to me, that they take the time, and even though they think of this play as being a bad play on the first glance, they still manage to get it done just by taking time to consider it, relaxing, leaning back, going into the discussion. And even though if you are not a big fan of the play that you're thinking about right now, still coming up with it just so it shows a lot of thought being put into the game. That's what Hearthstone is all about.
Just end turn. It's not good for us. Huh?
That's fine. Like it's a trade 1 mana against 2 mana. So of course we lose some tempo, but
Yeah, we also lose.
if he doesn't have a strong minion to play here, it's kind of, it doesn't really matter that much, I think.
Next turn.
Yeah, but do we always want to play Priest of Peace next turn? I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I think we just want to play.
We just want to do it.
Yeah, I think I want to. Sheet.
I mean, it's probably gonna be hard to get value out of it later. Like, if we're gonna play this on 4.
Yeah, if we play it on 4, it doesn't matter too much, and we don't want to heal Terrifying.
Yeah. I guess we just do it. Gives us more options.
Yeah, if they play.
Mind if I roll knee?
If they go rally
Yeah.
away, that's fine.
Yeah.
We do it.
And it's much better against the 1-drop and 2-drop.
Yep. It's only if they go like 3-3.
Coin War Leader, it's pretty good if there's no pain. Like no other minions can contest.
Maybe we want to get Murloc first, and then we play Murloc War Leader.
So you want to go
Get the
Wild Fan
immediate-
and Hydrologist, but the Hydrologist dies for free, kind of.
Either Corpse I think either Corpse Taker, Wildfan, Hydrologist, and Secret. One of those options.
So Coin Corpse Taker, but we don't get the lifesteal. Okay, that doesn't really matter that much.
In this matchup, it's
So
we draw the Burn Bristol, so we don't get it. Yeah. So
yeah, but like, what do we lose against if we go for the Corpse Taker here? Like pain would suck, but the pain sucks if you go
Pain would
War Leader
suck.
as well.
It's well with War Leader. It would even maybe
Maybe
suck
worse.
more.
Yeah, let's coin the Corpse Taker then. Like he's gonna be hard pressed not to pain here if he has it.
Yes.
So I think, like, I mean, it's wrong
Yeah.
to
Also,
use
if
the
we
word
get like the
bait, but
redemption, like the minion that gets played first will be resurrected, so we could get a free
no,
one.
that's not happening. Like we don't get the
we
divine
only get a
shield,
free. Oh, right.
and we don't get the taunt. It's just gonna be a free one then.
Yeah.
Interesting to see right here is that the Corpse Taker only takes out Taunt and Divine Shield, so they're not playing that version with the Stormwatcher that we have seen last week, which was quite surprising on the first look, that the Corpse Taker also got Wind Fury. Which, if you think about it, could sometimes really pay off if you consider cards like Blessing of Kings and also Spike Ridge Steed. But Gameking and JhonnyStone going for a more standard version of that Murloc Paladin. In the end, they said, yeah, Shadow Word Pain is gonna punish us, and it did punish them. Just a very nice turn here for Powder and Bozzzton. Now they also got the Loot Hoarder and the Blood Mage Thalnos on the board, which allows them to draw another 2 cards, and that just brings them closer to their finishing combination, which consists of Shadow Reaper and the win, maybe a Lyra if you really go for that multiple shots in one turn, and definitely Raza the Unchained is part of that combination that is used so many times by priests these days. The only priests you see running around these days are these Shadow Reaper and the Rune priests. Some of them are still playing bards and are going for the more kind of revival, but yeah, overall Shadow Reaper and the way to go.
Wait.
I knew I could do it. Very
It's
good.
Raza.
Very good at this. And we drew more card draw, which is also nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we should not lose one spot.
Oh, pretty good. That's hard.
Yeah.
Finja the Ninja.
Hopefully they just did it next turn.
Do we ever show the visions here?
I think we do.
What do we want? Like, do we ever like get if we get Shadowwood Horror? Do we play it this turn? Probably, right?
No,
You don't think so?
right? I think we'd rather just go Priest of the Feast first. Trade, heal, dude, and play Shadow Vision as well. Right.
Silent.
We fish for like.
I mean, we always do this, right?
Yeah, but we want to heal in that case. If we want to play Feast first.
I mean, it's too.
Or do we? Yeah, because
Okay,
we
like
trade,
the only one we would ever play is Shadowwood Horror turn.
like
Do we play?
we trade 5/5 into 1/3, right?
Yeah, but do we play
Yeah.
Shadowwood Horror if we get it? Like, why wouldn't we? Are we ever
No.
gonna get it? You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. We play Priest of Feast.
Okay.
Pretty sure. And trade with 5/5 to this, yeah. Like what we want.
That's our potion.
Yeah, that trade and heal. Because the heal on the 5/5 is also extremely relevant if he wants to see.
Yeah, for sure.
So we could Steed. That makes it 4 tech. That's kind of good.
We could also
could-
blessings.
Like, what about Wally though? That sucks.
Can't kill. We can only kill the Luthor with Wally.
Yeah, but with Steed, that's the same thing.
Yeah, so we maybe could
But
go
what is-
Blessing of
what
Kings.
if- why do we want a Kings? How is that better than Steed? Because we can
Yeah.
play another Murloc. I mean, that doesn't really matter, right?
Okay, Steed maybe. Yeah.
That makes
Steed
that makes
goes
it
10.
4 attack, and it also makes it kind of annoying for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Then
Because
I guess.
like, let's say we get
Steed's the
another.
best one,
Let's say we get Warlid or something, then he can't really kill it on board. If you go like Kings, he can just kill the Warlid first, for example.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then we go Steeds and attacking it for free.
Yeah.
Right. Free. Okay. Gangs and it.
Must move quickly.
Okay, with Warlead and Tycho.
I'm not sure if
In the right order.
Okay, that's
But it won't
kind of
happen. Yeah.
So even getting the buff here on the Murloc Tidecaller, now with a pretty nice board being established. But the silence, as pointed out early in the game, so important going up against that Spike Ridge Steed. And now you can choose your traits. Now you can either go with the Priest of the Feast, you can go into the Murloc War Leader if you wanted to, and then Raza probably taking out the little Murloc Tidecaller, because a silenced Finja is a good Finja and not a problem anymore. Taking the game out of the perspective of the Priest here. Also, Acolyte of Pain might be a really good drop, trading nicely here in Taking a look at the other hand, we see a Blessing of Kings, the Murloc Warrior also still available, but this is not gonna be enough. We have a Shadow Word Death as an answer to the Blessing of Kings. Also, Tyrion might not be the biggest threat right now. It's always difficult for an aggressive or mid-range deck, which the Murloc Paladin obviously is. It's always difficult to reclaim the board. You're not playing board clears. Sometimes you have versions that run a Consecration, or maybe even 2, but the more standard lists don't even do that, and it's just nearly impossible to retake a board against such a powerful opponent here.
I mean, eventually we're gonna draw into.
Yeah, I would like to
what we
see the
need.
win percentage when we have Rasa and Anduin in like these type of matches.
Yeah, you love to see that.
Yeah.
I must move quickly.
I mean, maybe we could have expected this and gone for potion instead of death. I guess he just traced.
Yeah, but he has no good trades here, basically.
And the Acolyte.
Whoa.
Well, he just gives us Shadow Reaper.
Okay, yeah, now we just go Reaper.
Yeah,
We trade first, just so you don't
trade
kill your
this.
own.
Go
Yeah,
Reaper,
then
go
go. And heal your Priest of Feast first.
Yeah.
Heal Priest of Feast. Yeah, you did that right.
I did.
Yeah. It was just point from my side.
The light has betrayed me.
Because, yeah, if he has Tyrion, we have the best answer as well.
We have the Citadel.
We have the Uber Nuts.
I mean, this seems like Tyrion setup for sure.
Put your
Yeah.
faith in the light.
Just win.
Remember, just stay your power every time. And we play Gulak as well. Smoke.
Este. 40 HP as priest.
Redemption, right?
I don't see the secret pick. Like I don't have it open. Like I don't see what the options are.
Okay, Redemption, Getaway Code, and Noble Sacrifice.
I don't know. Noble Sacrifice maybe. We're kind of low. Like
Yeah, just the plan is to survive. Yeah.
but maybe we hero power. You know.
Yeah,
Oh. What would be a good? What would be a good?
we lose.
Tape sheet.
Yeah, take Living Spores,
Okay.
top deck Tarin, and they have 0 cards to play. Now we are dead, right?
Yeah, it just needs any card kills us. You know.
And it's
And just like that, I wrap it up with the sentence, "We are dead." And so they are, the Holy Nova, finishing the deal. And there was really not much to get out of this game for Gameking and JhonnyStone. So that sets up a score of 2-1. So the Swedish men are taking over here. And even though they lost the first game of the match, they're now leading, and we're immediately jumping into the next game. And it's gonna be the Shaman for our Austrians
For Doomhammer.
going up
The light
against
shall bring
the Priest.
victory.
Jade Claws in the flank. Like if we top deck a 1-drop, then it's 1-drop Jade Claws and flank.
I mean, he plays a bit more minions,
Yeah.
like small minions. So,
So Jade
maybe
Claws
maybe
could
it's
be
useful
worth it. Yeah.
to kill Loot Hoarder or something.
Yeah, I think we should keep like both 2-drops, right?
Yeah, okay, it's fine.
Yeah. Let's go 1-drop. Ah.
That's a 1-drop. Nice.
1-drop,
job.
almost. We can still get one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 good
I'm not sure if we want the pirate.
We can, yeah. Either, I think we want it, and we want to not have Golaka in this set. Yeah. Okay. Did you see how many cards he kept?
No,
I didn't see it
pay
this
attention.
time.
It was going too fast. I also
I
didn't
think
see.
it was like.
I also didn't see the choices of the card pick. Something is broken with spectator mode again. Better nerf fireworks. No
Yeah.
time for spectator mode bug.
Yeah, we just pass.
We just pass.
Pass the way. Okay,
If they go,
Yeah, so slow turn 1 here for both teams, as there are no plays available. Gameking and JhonnyStone now bringing up an Evolve Shaman, a deck that was quite popular before the last expansion, but now other decks are raising their attention right now. If you see Shamans running around, you still see these kinds of Evolve Shamans running around, but they definitely took a hit in terms of popularity. Starting out with a Primal Totem, and also that's a speciality of Gameking and JhonnyStone. I know that both of them really liked to play this Evolve Shaman. They've played it a lot, example given in the DreamHack Sweden, which was the DreamHack Summer. I don't know which decks they brought to DreamHack Valencia, but yeah, might have also included a Shaman in there. Powder and Bozzzton, on the other hand, having the Priest of the Feast again. Keep in mind they're only playing 1 copy of each card in that deck in order to make Raza and Kazakus work. But the Priest of the Feast has joined them in every match, and yeah, he's done a good job so far for them. Also, the Curious Glimmerroot is going to be interesting to see what it's going to pick out. And the Spirit Lash probably going to take out all these little Murlocs that are spawning from the Primal Totem. For now, Gameking JhonnyStone agreeing to just go for the hero ability here.
What do you think? So we just play Glimmer, right?
yeah, we just play Glimmer, even though we think it's that thing. But then we can just get Shadow Vision. So.
The cycle, it's good with Spirit Lash.
I mean, it's always Aya, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
I mean, I wish it's Lightning Storm, but
yeah, but it has to be Aya.
we want the Aya too, right? Aya's pretty good. Yeah, we want
Yeah.
Aya for sure. I mean, it's Flame Tongue for sure.
Yeah, they have to.
The question is what we do when they play Flame Tongue.
I think
What
Jade
has
is
it-
better because we
Yeah,
can
Jade
overload
can.
now, but we don't want to overload next.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, all our plays are 4 mana, unless we top deck something.
Yeah, Jade Cross.
Yeah, we don't even need to attack.
Or do we want a hero point next turn? Chain Gang into Evolve?
Nah, I don't think we want to do that.
Okay, so we just will Jade Cross, right?
Yeah.
And then we decide either Jade Lightning or Chain Gang next turn, yeah.
Yeah,
And we attack phase.
we don't need
Cross the
to.
Ooze.
But like, how good is Ooze here? If we just plays Ooze, I think that's not very good anyway. So we are okay with it.
Right. Okay.
Because we just trade the 1/1.
Yeah, if you play Ooze, it's... Yeah, okay, right.
I mean,
Yeah, he won't play Ooze even if
yeah, I think Ooze sucks here, so I think
Yeah.
we would be okay if he plays Ooze. Right?
Yes.
So right now a great top deck here with the Kazakus. But already facing quite a scary board. We're already seeing a lot being put down here by the Shaman. And there's no real board clear available for now. Also interesting that they did not try to fish out the Dragonfire potion, which was also an option going for the Shadow Visions here, which might have granted a secure board clear. Now they have to choose to either pick to transform something into 1/1 sheep, draw 2 cards, freeze 2 minions. They want to deal damage to the board, so looking for 4 damage on all minions. Let's listen to what they think right now.
Wait next turn. But yeah, just because of
Sorry, fuck me.
Oh,
Holy shit,
suck.
that's so bad. I
take
guess-
armor.
Yeah, take armor.
Yeah. Wow, that's the worst options ever. No deal 5 damage, no deal.
Yeah, so no real board clear available for them. Not really lucky here. With the Kazakus potion, they can gain a little bit of armor. But yeah, Gameking and JhonnyStone, they might be a little bit careful now because they might be expecting something else. So at least the mind game is working for Powder and Bozzzton. And that can be, yeah, quite good for them as well, running well into their favor when your opponent just starts by not playing the best way or the most expensive way that they could, because they might be expecting a board clear.
I wonder.
But still, JhonnyStone and Gameking, they're considering their options.
Okay. What is Jade like?
Nah.
Okay, just hero power. Okay.
I think just hero power, to be honest.
And weapon.
Weapon can go face, just to put some pressure on him, maybe.
I think yeah, weapon go.
And then, he needs to consider Bloodlust. So I think he needs to clear this. This is threatening enough that he needs to clear it. So he's either gonna use Kazakus potion or Corn Drainfire.
Corn Drainfire, Kazakus.
And then we go Serenade.
Shadow Tour is terrible as well. So
yeah, but we didn't see that last games.
yeah, but he
And
has to.
He has a lot of weird tech cards, so maybe he doesn't play it.
Yeah. But he.
Yeah, so they are considering the board clear, which wasn't available until the Wild Pyromancer was drawn. So now with the Wild Pyromancer, you can deal a lot of damage to that board, but still not clear it all. No, if you wanted to, you could clear it all. If you went for Shadow Vision's coin and then Spirit Lash, you would get rid of everything, including your Wild Pyromancer. That's quite expensive, but as Johnny pointed out, you have to consider it. Because the danger of a Bloodlust coming down now is just too threatening. Alright, so the Wild Pyromancer coming down together with the coin into heal, into Spirit Lash. Okay, you can do it like that. You just hang on to your Shadow Visions, maybe use them later on, using the hero ability instead of that. I'm not too sure if I really like this, because obviously I would have loved to have the Dragonfire potion in my hand already. That's why I personally would have chosen to go for Shadow Visions instead of going for the hero ability. You have to play it in the order then that you go for the Wild Pyromancer coin, Shadow Visions, pick out the Dragonfire potion, then your Wild Pyromancer is already dead, and then you go for the Spirit Lash. Now we see a Bloodsail Corsair coming down, so Patches on turn 6. A very late Patches. Nonetheless, it's gonna be an effective one. And Gameking, JhonnyStone just immediately reclaiming that board.
Shadow Vision, we want to fight.
Silent. You can also silence that totem, but you can also
Yeah, I think we go Priest of Feast.
I think
No,
we
we go-
have to find
We
some.
go Priest of Feast every day. Because we have 2 good options. We have and we have Dragonfire potion. And we also heal them. Yeah, it's best. Yeah.
Let it be this funnel cake.
We take Dragonfire every time.
Do
Do we
we
ever
want?
silence?
Yeah.
It's 3 health. Like, how is silence ever gonna get better?
It's only Aya, but I think we keep it. We're not too much in danger.
I mean, the only thing is, like, I mean, we're not in danger, but it does mean, okay, it's only a 1-1. Like,
Quickly.
hit. Yeah, we never.
Yeah, I think we rather just silence up mana tide or something.
Yeah, I think
That's
so
later.
Yeah.
We keep it.
Yeah.
For a taunt. Or they will go. Nah, we can't go in. Like now he drew another card. Like he chose another spell.
What is Steel Wolf worth?
Like Devolf is probably like deal.
You could Devolf
deal free
Timeless to
damage.
deny a card draw.
Yeah. Let's use Devolf on Acolyte of Pain, Tarnos,
And
or
then, yeah, okay. So we Jetletting and
Face Tank. Take the mode against pass. We can also trade the 1/1. But that doesn't really matter. That's fine.
Hero Power, or do we?
I think the 1/1 is better than the Hero Power.
Yeah.
But we could have considered trading the 1/1s instead of the weapon charge. Then with Hero Power Firefly or something instead. But it's fine.
Yeah.
Like now it's
It's
not an option anymore.
He needs to clear the bot, right? Otherwise, Bloodlust sleep.
But we don't have the Bloodlust.
Yeah, we can top take it. Yeah.
But like he's gonna know we don't have it. Because there's no way we don't use it with 5 minions last turn. We would just. So
But that means he don't have the second copy.
So
It
that
had
means-
at least last turn.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, do we go for a big evolve now?
Yeah, I think so.
But that plays a bit into his Death Knight.
I don't think
if we get
can
like,
play around it. I don't know, like how do we win if we don't go for a port here? What is the
I
play?
think we have to go for the big bot now. It's like the
last
key
chance.
turn, yeah.
Oh,
Last chance.
Do we play the Fireflies as well?
that's gonna be so interesting. We see the Shadow Reaper and the
To play everything?
Dangerous to Doomsday, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Like
I think we have to risk it, right?
we just go,
So we
all
go
in.
think from below.
Everything.
We have to.
And there's the call, the all-in move by Gameking and JhonnyStone. So this evolve probably gonna rack them pretty hard with the Shadow Reaper Undoing, ready to kill every single minion that has more than 5 attack. You see a Totemic Call coming in, also the Firefly will be put down. And Gameking and JhonnyStone, they can just hope that they don't get too many minions above 5 attack. But they get 2. And the other one is really useless. This is gonna be difficult. But still, do you want to abandon your hero ability here as Powder and Bozzzton? Yeah, they decide that it's definitely worth it. Here we go, Shadow Reaper Anduin taking care of the board. But still leaving 3 minions alive. So it could have been even more disastrous for Team Austria. And they're still in the game. A Bloodlust can still shift it all. Still, Raza hasn't been drawn by Powder and Bozzzton, so this game is still up for grabs.
Yeah, maybe just go all face.
Yeah, this.
This in the middle and Flame Elemental on the right. Just
Yeah.
on the far right. Or do you want to put it?
Oh, the fire.
Maybe next, like after the Blood Queen attacks, then
After the
it
text phase,
replaces
right?
it. Yeah, this attacks phase, and then we replace
Yeah, then
the spot. Because that's kind of a minion we can trade off maybe
Yes.
next time.
Okay,
And
no
then
bot
they-
clear, top deck Bloodlust, right?
Something
But
like
they
that.
maybe think this is Bloodlust, so.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know
our
how
last
much they
card.
think about it, about our cards.
I feel like we hero power by silence and play potion, right?
Yeah, I think so.
We hero power the 2-hand guys. The totem.
Can silence too.
We silence flame
We
tongue, right?
silence Flame Tongue for sure, yeah.
Do we want to kill
This
Stone
for
Claw?
sure.
Yeah, that would. The question is flame elemental or two. But yeah, do that. Then we use silence.
I mean, we can see which one we freeze, but No, we want to do silence first.
Maybe it doesn't
It's
matter.
more likely
Good,
that.
yes.
Yeah, that doesn't.
The shadows grow short.
Yeah, what you just want to avoid blood loss here. It feels like they had a... Yeah. They need like the Death Knight here. No Death Knight. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, that's good for them.
Yeah. We should be good. It might be default as well. They have never had a good.
Darkness speaks to me.
I hope you like my invention.
The shadows grow short.
Behold the glory of a new sun!
Yeah, so time is running out for Gameking and JhonnyStone. They have to draw into some more damage rather sooner than later.
Not good.
But we can debuff now, then we don't need to. Like the Lara is a good. Well, I guess we debuff once at least.
But we maybe trade the 1/1 first.
Nowhere. The 2-mana 1/1
Yeah. Otherwise, it could become something like.
could
Lebanon,
become
for
a better
example.
1-drop.
Yeah.
But I think we need to see what the other minions are. Like the 1/1 is not like the 1-drop won't kill us, right?
Okay.
We could trade it with the 1/6 maybe.
Yeah, I think we should do it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
And then devolve, right?
Yeah, okay. But we can also devolve twice if need be.
Yeah. If there's something really bad. Yeah.
Like if it's a 4-mana 7/7 or something. So this 4-mana 5/4, and we can't really kill it.
Weapon, right?
Yeah.
The 2/3 and the weapon in. Into the 1/1s, and we ignore the 5/4, right?
Yeah, okay.
Going into these trades here, somehow wanting to reclaim the board position. That's what they are focusing on right now, waiting for that bloodlust, which might be the only thing that could still salvage the game for them. It's going to be very difficult taking a look at the hero ability available for Powder and Bozzzton here. So also dropping down the Dooms there, clearing the minions one by one. The Blood Mage Thalnos perfectly fits the curve as well, even getting rid of that 1/1 totem. So stabilizing quite well. We see a Bone Mar though. At least putting up a bigger minion if you wanted to. And the trade shows us that they will be going for the Wolf. Not only stealing the board clear by doing that, also denying another card being drawn for Powder and Bozzzton. And that's where you gotta do it. You gotta drop that Bone Mar. And now you can consider dropping it on your silenced flame tank totem in order to keep that out of reach for Shadow Word Death, which is available for Powder and Bozzzton, and that's a smart play to not use it to buff up to a 5-9, instead going for a 4-7, which has always been strong. I still remember these early days of Hearthstone where Priest was so reliant on getting the Shadow Words on the opponent's minions. And the only way to counter it back in these days was just playing minions
Shadowy
or
thoughts.
buffing minions to 4 HP. We see Prophet Valen only being dropped for the 7-7 body on the board, and finally we see the Bloodlust, but that might just be a little bit too late, unfortunately, as there's not much board to really profit from that Bloodlust. The maximum amount of damage that you could put out here is 11. And if you want to survive a little bit longer, you gotta get rid of that Prophet Balance. And that are just desperate attempts to stay in that game. Yeah, and they swinging to the face here with the 4 damage doesn't really make sense. If you want to win this game somehow, it's not gonna work. But if you want to try it, you should try it through board control, and that's the only way to go. But there we also see Raza being dropped immediately, so the hero ability now is for free. And let's see what our probable winners, Bozzzton Powder, gotta say about this.
Golems are a girl's best friend.
Surrender your will to the command. Game, speak to me.
Sure.
But then they got like
Sure. I mean, the first...
hero power bone mirror.
Yeah. But the first game was a really nut draw, but then the Priest just kind of had everything it needed, and it's even like it's more likely that we have a good Pirate Warrior draw because we run 2 Pirate Warriors and stuff, you know. And the Priest has a bunch of one-offs. Like how often do you have Kazakus on 4 and then Raza on 5? Then you need to heal. You have I don't know what.
And the final stages of the game, Greater Healing Potion, turning back to full HP now. There's still a Doppelgangster in the hand, but you need an Evolve and then some crazy outcomes to really make something going here. Also, no Spell Power Totem, which might have allowed to clear both of that Jade Golems. So, what is left? That's the big question, Gameking, JhonnyStone. How are you gonna answer this question? And they do that by not doing anything. We see the last final blows to the face. Another Void Form coming in. Shadow Word Shield. You can then attack Radiant Elemental. It's enough to finish an even healthier Shaman off here. And just like that, we see a 1-0 advantage for Gameking and JhonnyStone being turned around to a victory for Powder and Bozzzton. So congratulations a nice performance with the Priest, actually, to really win versus all 3 decks. So the Priest, the most important class. And talking to Gameking and JhonnyStone before the match, they said we did not bring a Priest to the tournament because we thought we had better decks. But right now, another strong Priest performance shows us that Priest might be something you just can't leave out of your lineup. So let's go into a little talk with Bozzzton and Powder, as they were the winners of that match. Right, guys, congratulations, nice job. Yeah, so actually, you said before the match, Powder was it, he said, all right, Gameking and JhonnyStone, they're not going to stand a chance. They had a little chance. They had a 1-0 with the Pirate Warrior, but a great performance by the Priest. Are you confident to roll through the whole tournament with that? Or what are your thoughts after the game? Yeah, I totally agree. We also saw a lot of Priests. Sorry,
we were able to ban the Druid's Priest.
Yeah,
it's just for sure the strongest deck in the format.
I think so too. We saw it in Group A, and we saw a lot of great Priest performances, and also to me it was quite standing out. But still, a lot of people brought Priest, so it was starting to get popular when the deadline of the deck submission arrived. Talking to Gameking and JhonnyStone beforehand, they decided to not bring a Priest in their lineup, and I was like, okay, are you guys sure about it? They brought a Paladin and a Shaman, so in the end they might regret their decision. What would you say is like the third strongest deck right now available in Hearthstone, in the tournament scene?
Ooh, I think it's pretty close.
It's very hard to say. I would say it's very optional for like personal experience and what you think is like your go-to deck, what you feel confident. But Pirate Warrior and Paladins, strong decks, I would say.
Yeah, and there's some mage decks out there that can do well too, but I think Priest and Druid is by far the best. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah, I probably agree to that. So going on further into the tournament, you're now advancing to the winners match of this group, and I already heard part of the story of what makes our Swedish team so outstanding. Powder already told me why he wanted to play together with you, Bozzzton. But what is your thought on why did you join Powder's team? Why did you decide to team up with him here in the tournament?
I thought it was very good. Opportunity. I was very happy when he asked me to play, and me and Powder get very great together. We can compare everything and discuss everything on a good level, and so I think we make a great team together.
Yeah, I think so too. You've definitely shown some nice prospect for further matches, and let's say GG one more time and see you guys in we have just one match, and we see you in the winners match, so we take a little break and see you guys later.
All right, thank you.
Alright guys, so what I mean by a little break is that we're gonna take like 5 minutes to set up the new teams, because we have a next match coming up. It's Maverick and Odemian, a guy from Belgium and France, going up against our 2 Germans in Tubiers and Tan. Fun fact that Tubiers and I Am Tan are in the same esport organization as JhonnyStone. So we have 3 guys from Flow Esports in this group B, a lot of stacked competition here. So I'm definitely looking forward to hear what Tubiers and Tan are thinking about the game that they've just seen from their teammate. And if they manage to lose themselves, we're gonna see Flow Esports facing off Flow Esports in the losers match. But we're not quite there yet. We're gonna take a little break, setting up the next match, and see you guys shortly.